I always say that having worked and studied in the UK as a 25-year-old working in London, I always believe that Africa has something unique to take to the world.
99 FM, your inspiration station. Good morning to you there, Sunshine. Welcome to our Royal Hustler this morning. I've already given you a tidbit of her very illustrious career. And there's even more, like I was telling you earlier on. NAMDIA CEO, Alisa Amupolo. And she holds both a Master's of Arts degree in International Communications from the University of Leeds in the United Kingdom, as well as a Bachelor of Media Studies. So who knows? She might just be my new co-host. Get her back into the media field. She's also an alumni of London Business School of Emerging Leaders Program and Stanford Seed Transformation Program. And presently, she is a Doctor of Business candidate with the Namibian Business School. She's also an all-rounder. She has 15 years experience across an array of industries, namely corporate affairs, TMT, as well as infrastructure. And currently also she serves on various boards as independent and non-executive director in the energy sector, the diversified investment companies, the ICT and the telecommunications. So, hey, Alisa is booked and busy. When we say booked, we mean booked. When we say busy, we say busy. And when we say inspiration, we're talking about this lady right here. So I'm really excited to have you this morning. Good morning to you, Alisa.
Good morning, Sibo. I'm really humbled by the opportunity to engage. Thank you so much for having me.
So before this woman got to conquer the world and continue to conquer the world, let's track back just a little bit to your childhood and what it is that shaped you. Tell us about your childhood and how you fared.
Sibo, it's never easy to talk about oneself.
It's true.
I grew up as an ordinary rural girl in northern Namibia, near Shikuku. That was 39 years ago. I attended a former Finnish missionary school, namely Oshigambo High School, and I migrated to the capital city in search for education. But back to childhood, I really grew up doing the chores of every child in the village, walking to school. My parents were both educators, but in different directions. So we have to walk to school, and then after that, stop by the neighbors, the elderly in the community, stop by the traditional huts where they're, weaving baskets or making clay pots. So I honed that skills quite early on. And then thereafter, you basically get back home and have your lunch and then go look after the goats with books in tow. Wow. So that was really the routine. That really taught me work ethics because I grew up in subsistence farming environment. So you living two lives. You're a student, but equally after school, you have to get back in the Mahango field and, do the work. And then during harvest, it's the same. Weekends are also dedicated to substance farming, really. We didn't see it that way, but it was farming in a sense. When I was growing up, my parents took on a U.S. Corps volunteers for 2 years, and that really opened up my world. They were teaching English within the community schools and learning about the culture, learning that there's another world out there, really broadened my horizons. But I was also very privileged to be at Oshigambo High School, which was 90% international teachers. My teachers were from Egypt, Ghana, Canada. So that really exposed me to an international environment quite early.
I love that. I love that you got to broaden your horizon, because that was going to be my next question. I'm growing up as a village girl myself. All I knew was what you said: you fetch water, you fetch firewoods, we go. And for me, it was books that opened my world up. So growing up and being exposed to the world through your teachers, you thought, I'm going to be a...
Correct. I thought I was going to be these technology girl because... Again, while I was in high school, Microsoft donated a fully fledged English lab.
Really?
Which, already exposed us to what we call today remote learning.
Yes.
So the teacher could seamlessly deliver learning, and we would have speakers and microphones. It's almost like a studio.
Yes.
And that really fascinated me, and I wanted to dig deep into that.
So you were Zoom before Zoom. You Zoomed before Zoom.
You can say that to a certain extent. And yes, that really sparked my interest in communication and in technologies. But when I ended up at the undergraduate program at the University of Namibia, the closest program was media studies.
Okay.
And in there, I ventured into corporate communications. I took a different direction, and my lecturer then said, "Oh, you know what? You're really brilliant at corporate comms. I'd like to take you on as an intern." That was Miss Umbi, and trainee, and that again opened me up to a corporate world. And I think that's really where my career in corporate began, in the marketing and sales department, marketing and communication department at NBC.
Yeah. And that's where we are. That propelled you to get into more.
Correct.
I love that. We're still speaking to NAMDIA CEO Alisa Amupolo, but for now we have Kelly Rowland with coffee. We're going to find out more about what sets her soul on fire, what really motivates her, and where she's headed. I mean, for us we think, oh, you've conquered now, but no. She looks like a lady that just does not stop moving. So more on her after this. 99 FM, your inspiration station. Kelly Rowland saying coffee. Very tasty, very delicious, but she's talking more about, black girl magic and how our complexion is just popping. And one person who's absolutely popping, and she's looking gorgeous in a royal blue. She is royalty. I mean, of course, you have to dress according to who you are. I'm talking about our royal hustler this morning, NAMDIA CEO Alisa Amupolo. She's passionate about building brands, empowering teams to create, capture, grow, and retain value. And we've been talking about the work that she's done in the past in various regions. And I was even telling her, I'm really thankful for the seeds that you've planted, because Asia is still she's not in the media field, but I'm reaping, the benefits of the work that she's put in. She's also a mom. She's a bookworm. So yay. I'm going to ask her what her favorite book and what she's reading right now towards the end. Okay, cool. Fitness junkie, serial networker, and just an incurable romantic, she says. I wonder if she's actually watched From Scratch, which is on Netflix. Have you seen From Scratch yet?
Not yet, but I'll definitely put it on my list.
You have to.
Netflix.
If you're an incurable romantic, and have a box of tissue by the side, and water, because you should hydrate with all of those tears coming down.
Is it a chic flick?
It's such a rom-com, but it's a beautiful, hearty one.
That's my kind of game.
Yeah. So what motivates you on a daily basis? What gets you out of bed going, yes?
I'm motivated by learning, and I'm motivated by making a contribution. I always say that, having worked and studied in the UK as a 25-year-old working in London, I always believe that Africa has something unique to take to the world. So I'm motivated by making a difference, making sure that Namibians, our standards are on par with the globe.
True.
And that we bring our unique perspective, because very often you see everybody saying, go and benchmark with UK, go and benchmark with USA. But there's so much amazing potential on the continent, amazing talent. I mean, we're talking about diamonds, our national success story. So taking that and getting the unique value and really shaping the world. So when I wake up every day, I want to see what can I do differently for Namibia.
I love that, because Africa has really experienced throughout the years a sufficient brain drain. So retaining that is such a beautiful thing. Any life or a career advice that you would like to share with our listeners? I mean, your career trajectory is one for the books.
Yes, I always say, first of all, it all boils down to ethics, work ethics. Sometimes Namibians, we're told that we're lazy. Because, if you look at other markets where there are a lot of people and it's competitive, people are hungry to make a difference, to make a success for themselves. So it's really about polishing one's work ethic and really aligning your vision and purpose towards something bigger than ourselves. So that for me is fundamental, because when we wake up every day, we have a unity of purpose. We all want to take Namibia to greater heights. And I think that's really what drives us.
And now I just need to know, what is on your bookshelf and what are you currently reading?
Oh, wow. I'm a bookworm. I read a mixture of literature. I love African literature, your Chimamanda Ngozi,
of course.
Your Taylor Selassie, Ghana Must Go. They really give you a narrative of a progressive African within a global context. But I also like business books, especially practical books like your Greg McMahon of Essentialism. I like things like Atomic Habits that really sort of hone your skills, your soft skills in being more effective as a leader and as a member of community. I also like biography. Like now, I'm reading Undisciplined Heart, almost done, by Jane Kachavivi.
Okay.
So I also like local literature because that sort of give me a full context of, especially history. My parents were both history and English educators, so I guess the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Yeah, so I read a mixture of things. I have my seasons. I also like Eastern literature, like your Khalid Hossein, Kite Runner. So I draw into a very diverse.
Oh, you have such an array. My goodness, you have such an array. So we're nearing towards the end of the year, and I know people don't even count December because, you know, it's like, it's almost over. But what are you most proud of, both personally and in your professional career? For this year, you can say, you know what, I'm proud of this personally, and professionally, this is what I'm most proud of.
I'm very perhaps proud and humbled by the fact that I have this unique opportunity to join the most unique and beautiful industry in the world, the diamond industry, and to really scale my skills from other industry where I've been and fulfill the mandate of price discoveries for our diamonds. So that's really on the career front. And also just to make this decision, which was a tough decision because I was also presented with another offer equally for CEO. And I really have to apply my mind where I could impact most. So I'm really proud of the decision that I made because I believe I made the right decision. As I settle in, as I catch my breath, as I complete my 100 days, I'm just proud of the fact that I chose NAMDIA. And I'm really, really, really fulfilled with the impact that we are able to make and the potential that we're able to realize for Namibian diamonds to yield the value towards ordinary Namibians really benefiting from that. On a personal level, I think I'm also proud of having been able to, you know, balance my career with family as a single parent to a beautiful 5-year-old and a 10-year-old niece, and still be able to, you know, realize my goals, because very often as a woman, there is this perception that it's very challenging to have both the career and the parental responsibility. So to be, even though sometimes imbalance is inevitable, to be able to strike that and still be able to pursue, you know, the doctorate at the same time and bring up these 2 young girls and hopefully prepare them for a successful future. That is really humbling, and I'm very, very, very proud of that.
It's a beautiful pat on the back. It should be. It should be. Thank you so much for coming, Alisa. I really, really appreciate it. I can talk to you forever. So now, seeing as you've been in media before, I am expecting you to go back to NAMDIA, open up a really great radio station for yourselves so you can just keep on imparting the knowledge that you have. So thank you for coming, Alisa.
It's a pleasure, Zimbo. I really enjoyed engaging with you, and I hope we can continue this conversation another day.
Oh, we definitely will. That was our Royal Hustler this morning, CEO, NAMDIA CEO, Alisa Amupolo, says there's purpose in unity, and she just wants to make sure that Namibia gets to where it needs to go, and she's a visionary in that respect.
Royal Hustlers is proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.